Mr. Charles Umekwe, Kwara State Chapter, Dr. Roman Latif, gentlemen of the press, the imperative to commit into the hands of the Most High. The Special Assistant on Media, His Excellency.
To begin these proceedings, we commit them into your hands. We ask you to guide it. You have to do that. We ask you to direct it.
North Central and Kwara State Chapter, we are indeed very, very happy to be given this opportunity to visit on this courtesy call, Your Excellency, because of your passion for education and the level playing ground you've granted unto NAPS. We are so happy. A one-time teacher, you have demonstrated that indeed education is the key, because education itself is the veritable tool for any nation development. And that is why we decided to give Kwara State Chapter of NAPS under North Central, because the education summit we are having is for North Central, all the 7 states in the North Central. And Kwara, because of their enthusiasm and because of their passion, because of the way they take their governor, they said we must bring it to Kwara State. And we said we will oblige them. And here we are. Here we are really very, very grateful. They have briefed us on the cordial relationship that exists between the government and NAPS in Kwara State. We are really very, very grateful, Your Excellency. We want to urge you to continue the good work you are doing as far as developing the state is concerned. We want to make it clear to all of us that education is the key tool of development. And therefore, we are happy for your cooperation, for your support, and we still believe that you will do more, because they have briefed us on their relationship, and we are happy. That's why we are here. My national president, Dr. Bolu Sali, who is unavoidably absent, asked me to convey her warm regards for the good work you are doing in Kwara State. That NAPS is solidly behind you, and wherever you are, that is where we will be. So tomorrow we will very much appreciate your presence on the ground, because all proprietors of private schools in the North Central are already there, and we told them we are coming for a courtesy visit, and that by tomorrow they will see you live. And we are expecting that by the grace of God you will be there. And I also want to plead that you continue your good support for NAPS Kwara chapter, because sometimes we go to places, we see buses, and they say, this is donated to us by the governor of the state, and this is, well, you know, we so much like when we went to Ekiti, went to Oshu, and all this, you know, they come with their new brand school buses, and I mean association buses, and they say given to them by their governor. I say, well, today by the grace of God, His Excellency, so with the kind of tight schedule you have, and decided to grant us this audience for this courtesy visit, we are really very, very grateful. And we pray that the good Lord will continue to strengthen you and your cabinet so that you will achieve more for the state. And we are looking forward to having you on a higher position. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Your Excellency, before I bring in the State Chairman of NAPS, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm Dr.
National Vice President representing North Central States.
Comrade Tusia, the National Board of Trustees of NAPS.
Dr. Abdulfatah Ahmed, Vice President of NAPS.
Chief Dr. Alhaji Abdulfatah Ahmed, Vice President.
I am Lady Monique Mabeko, Immediate Past Secretary, North Central NAPS, and currently the Special Assistant to the National President, Dr. Sally Atuku, a daughter of Kwara State. So we are here. And I'm happy to see our IBF company. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maya Nobaiko Nabisis. I am the PRO of NAPS, North Central States.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mrs. Veronica Diaboji Uyiola. I was part of the first expo, and I was the host of
Nurturing for National Development.
Nurturing for National Development.
NAPS.
By the special grace of God, my name is Deborah Kulukaratu, the Niger State Chairperson NAPS, and then North Central Treasurer.
Ian Oriola, JP, former Vice President.
My name is MK, Chairman Sumji.
My name is Mrs. Janet Jude, member of NAPS. I'm Mrs. Bisima Kondiola, the state vice chairman and the chairperson of our zone.
I am Alamita Waitress, Vice Chairman 1, Kwara State NAPS.
Indefatigable governor of Kwara State, the unbeatable administrator of North Central governors. My North Central fellows, colleagues, they've attested to that when they came to Kwara State. And the common leaders of our time, when we talk about Nigeria as a country. And it is unarguable that you are the leader of our time. We really appreciate you. My leader from the North Central, he has already said all. He has spoke our minds because we've already discussed with him all the good things you have been doing to us in the state. And I don't need to repeat all he has said. But all the same, I want to make mention of one or two areas of appreciation that I need to mention. This is the first time ever in the history of Kwara State when the Kwara State Ministry of Education and Capital Development donated over 4,000 curriculum to private schools in the state. And we made sure that those curriculum touch every nook and cranny of the state because we have 22 zones inside 16 local governments we have in Kwara State. And we have a working synergy between the Ministry of Education and the NAPS. Based on that, NAPS Kwara State was chosen as the only mouthpiece for all the proprietor association in Nigeria, in Kwara State. Then we cannot forget to make mention of the enabling environment your administration has created for private school to thrive in the state. If the policy had been tough, none of us will still be in that business up to the present time. We say thank you for that opportunity. Also, we have to commend you for the perfect security arrangement in the state, because we have never had it in the history of the state that any child is kidnapped in the state. We commend you for that. Then, I don't have much to say but to say thank you, sir. The synergy that exists between us and KWRS gave us that opportunity to appoint the executive chairman of KWRS as one of the resource person for the summit we want to hold tomorrow. And at the same time, we have to appreciate you, because indirectly the favor, the support we received from the KWRS in material support, I believe, can never come without your approval to the success of this summit that we need to, that is coming up tomorrow morning. We really appreciate it. And the release of the government banquet hall as well, which is strictly the edifice of the government. But yet, you deem it fit, because of the slogan we believe in Kwara State that every child counts. There's no segregation, there's no division, that this is public school children, this is private school children. Based on that singular effort, we'll continue to hold you in high esteem, and as my leader said, wherever you go, that's where we go. Yeah. So, without wasting our time, we'll continuously to say thank you, sir, and thank you, sir. Although we used to have our differences one way or the other with the tax administrator, no matter what. It's very difficult to cough out the money. And at the same time, the owner of the money will ask for his money. But most of the time, we used to judge and resolve the issue on the table. So based on that, Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development was adjudged twice as the best MDA in Kwara State, riding on the support from the private schools. So I need to mention that we are law-abiding citizens, and we always encourage our people to do the needful by carrying out the government directive as they lay it down. So based on that, our people are law-abiding citizens, we are taxpayers, and we are paying it as at when due, and we continue to pay it reasonably. So, once again, as my leader said, I never knew you would brought up this issue. I only told you the artisans in Kwara State, they have a boss, where they have COSI of Kwara State government, the NUT, COSI of Kwara State government. This is a COSI visit. I'm not expecting you to make mention of this, but since I've made so, based on all this achievement, based on all this support, that is why we deem it fit and confer with our leaders in the North Central and the National that our governor must be honored.
Yes.
That is why we enlist you, we appoint you as one of, as the sole awardee of the night for tomorrow's Ghana night. And we'll be happy that we'll be there so that our people will see the action government that has been assisting the public state. I rest my case. Thank you.
Another distinguished members of the team, Chairman, National Association of Proprietors,
of Private Schools Kwara State Chapter, Dr. Rahman Tunji Latif. I want to welcome you here to Kwara State. I want to thank you for choosing to come to Kwara to hold your summit. No doubt you have chosen the right place. Because one of the major themes of this government's activities is centered on human capital development. Because we have truly recognized the fact that, yes, as sub-Saharan Africa, we're heavily challenged in our inability to truly support the growing need of society with the appropriate human capital development program. You'll agree with me that the level of children that are out of school is quite high in sub-Saharan Africa, and unfortunately, Nigeria houses the highest number. So it's only normal for any government today in Nigeria to take the issue of human capital development very seriously if we genuinely intend to develop this country well ahead of where we are today, and most importantly, to fit into the 21st century electronic-driven environment. Because you and I are quite familiar with the fact that we are living in an electronic world today, and getting to key into the opportunities that abound with respect to an e-driven economy requires that you must be appropriately educated and enhanced to be able to fit into the opportunities that are available. And part of the challenges we are faced with today in Nigeria is largely because we have not taken opportunity of all the, what the IT business is making available today in the environment. Because if you look at Nigeria today, the levels of people who have enhanced themselves in being able to key into an e-driven economy is very low. And that is why the little space that is left is being put under pressure. More students are getting out of school. A lot more are not even having the opportunity of going through school. So it tells you that we'll continue to put pressure on the current system until we expand the space. And the only way you can expand the space is by improving on human capital development. And this takes its effect from strengthening what we call a public-private partnership. And that is where you come in. And that is why I want to genuinely thank you for choosing to play that role of being involved in human capital development program in Nigeria. It's a huge task. Aside from just looking at the benefit that comes to, being a participant, but the most importantly, what you are doing to a great nation like Nigeria, being part of those who are willing to move our human capital development from where we are today to an e-driven 21st century Nigeria. And I think that what you are doing requires a serious level of commendation and also requires a serious level of partnership. You must be encouraged. You must be encouraged to play this critical role so that others can also participate. The government cannot do it alone. So certainly the role you are playing is very significant in getting Nigeria to move from the current level of low human capital development to a higher level of human capital development. It is only when we're able to do that that we can genuinely begin to see the available opportunities. And we see our youth, who predominantly, as they are today, are highly unskilled and unemployable. But we can improve on this human capital development by ensuring that institutions that train our youth from inception are skilled towards keying into an e-driven 21st century economy. That is when we are prepared to truly begin to reduce the number of this unemployed army of youths as we have it in the country. And it is more imperative at this material time because we are seeing the dangers that come with having a large army of uneducated youths and unemployable youths. We are beginning to see social issues that are coming in that are almost translating into security issues. And we must, as a country, stand up and face this squarely to ensure that we improve on human capital development through strong partnership with the private sector and also partnership with development agencies outside our environment. At that level, we can begin to change the narration. We can begin to reduce the number of children that are out of school. It's unfortunate that I heard the numbers have increased from 10 million to about 13 million of children out of school. It's a very critical situation and requires a sense of urgency, requires a sense of emergency. And with people like you partnering with government, surely we're on the right path of moving out of that dark area where we see our children not having access to proper education and not be able to key in into an economy that is e-driven. Because if you look at the opportunities that are coming on today, they are all e-driven opportunities. How many people can take that opportunity? Unless they are properly human capital developed, then we can begin to key into this kind of opportunities. I thank you for this summit taking place in the Lorry, and we look forward to continue to host a lot more of these programs so that it can create the desired attraction and get the desired stakeholders to put more effort in driving a collective responsibility towards human capital development. And we will on this end give the association a strong sense of comfort that will always strengthen this partnership we have with you, and that where necessary and where required, the state government will lend its own hand to ensure that we have a strong association under NAPS, and most importantly, will give you the latitude of improving the opportunities that you are currently having in driving human capital development. Because like I said, human capital development is one of the biggest tools that any evolving or developed nation can hold on to truly begin to see growth and development. Where you don't have human capital development, you are wasting your time. Because you see, the strength of any nation is not in its resources, it's in its people. And unless we take advantage of the over 200 million Nigerians that we have, we will not be able to genuinely change the narration. As it is today, every fifth black man in the world is in Nigeria. So it tells you that we have a critical mass that can be translated into a huge opportunity, a huge economic environment, but it will only be there until we tap that opportunity. And tapping that opportunity starts with human capital development. And that is where we must see ourselves partnering with you to change the narration to make Nigeria a better, well-developed environment. And I thank you for this, and I assure you that as a government, we look into all areas that will make a hitch-free association in the state. And most importantly, areas you spoke about in areas of levies, taxes, and fines, they are all reviewable terms. Because don't forget, we see you as not only providing employment for people, we are also creating a platform for human capital development. So these are the areas we also put in consideration in decision making in areas that affect you in terms of levies, fines, and fees. So I assure you that we will give it a very good, robust outlook that would ensure that you have an enabling environment to drive human capital development. Once again, I thank you for the summit, and I pray that God will take us through safely. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Latif, Rahman. Shall we put our hands together for them? Let's appreciate them. Thank you so much, Excellency.
We have a good choice at home.
Okay, so they have something before you start. Let's appreciate them. Let's put our hands together for them. Let's appreciate them. Thank you so much. Needed. It was a good prayer.
Thank you very much for being like this in our presence. We thank you particularly for our dear state, Kwara State. We thank you for our governor, the executive governor of Kwara State. We appreciate you for how you have led in this past 7 years. Thank you for how far you have helped our state. Thank you for NAPS that are here today. Lord, we say take all the glory in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you for the success of this gathering. We thank you, Lord, because at the end of today, we will have all cause to give you all the glory. We pray that the program that is about to start today with NAPS and the summit will be a huge success in the name of Jesus. Amen. We commit our dear state into your care, and we pray that Kwara State will continue to march on to glory. Amen. Thank you, Father, Lord. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
All set?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.